You got to hold on to the good in your life. Worship the good that's in your life that happens and hold on to it. Be at peace with it like the force. Something that you can hold on to and put with the robe that you have on and your lightsaber and your phone, is the lightsaber and your blaster, your spirit weapon. Um, so day of, they'll kill you if you're a little bit late. If you're sleeping in or if you're late, they'll kill you. So the dream was Doja Cat series, Blue Eyes, very, very intense. Most intense dream I've had in a while. And it was full on Dabu. They had taken down the grid, and it was the Chinese, Indonesia, India, Russia. They were all here, and I could go to Regal and watch the films of the people that had not taken the mark of the beast and that had lived by the law this whole time. The tribulation was done, guys, and we were going into full throttle judgment. And I could go to Regal and still watch Vin Diesel with blue eyes playing somebody who didn't look at that star or that lived by the law, had the testimony of Jesus and lived by the law. And that's what they were showing, and we were going to worship that. And it wasn't idol worship. It was not idol worship. That's the feeling that I had, man. It was like I'm cool. I still have money. I can still do whatever. Also tonight, JWW took away my money. I had $2.19 in my account. $2.19. I told my mom put 265s in there for food and cigars, and then also for a haircut, because my haircut now is like $50. So I didn't even get the haircut yet, and the money was gone. So I called her. I kept it cool. I was like, "Look, I'm honest. I don't. It's somebody stole it. So that happens night of, because that's the why. That's the yo of the why of the I'm yours. Um, that happens. Then with Solomon, there's somebody at your seat when you come back from the bathroom, and they're 24 years old, just got out of prison. So that happens, and then yeah, they'll kill you if you're a little bit late. That happened, and um, what else? Just hold on to the good in your life, and I'm trying to think of what I was talking about. Oh, Jesus spoke tonight, and she was over here talking to the guy in the wheelchair that's a Vietnam vet, or yeah, I think he's Vietnam vet, and so she talked to him, and then it looked like Exit Time got killed. They really killed Exit Time, because she came back, and it all worked out because I still hadn't sent my message yet. And I get nervous when she's around. It's the boss lady, but so it worked out, but it looked like they killed Exit Time, and I was upset. At first, I was upset with Exit Time. I'm like, what the heck is he doing? But I think they killed him, and they killed Jesus. They just killed all of us. Um, so that happened, and yeah, like I said, whenever that was going on with the food at Panera, which was like a 51 for sure. I know Jonathan Kleck was on top of that, and then also Billy from the Biggie song that came out that was AI. Billy Badass. He came over and he had on all his jewels, and he had broken his hand during Covenant when one of the Covenant dates passed, and his hand was okay, and he had his girl with him, his wife, and he had on all his jewels, all his gold, and so he shook my hand, and I was deep in my study, but I was like, oh, I was okay with him. I just stopped what I was doing, and then yeah, that was right when BA was in England. So she's back now. She went to England and she went to France with her fiance. Um, Not at the Roxbury, and so they live in Tampa, and then my brother, the Adder character, he lives in Lexington, and I got the rest of my mom's family in Lexington, and then I got family in Chicago and Michigan. Um, so that's my family, and um, the sports I saw. This guy's name was let me think of it. Um, Portis, Portis Jr., like Porties. I saw that, and I was gonna make a Michael on it, a Mikhail, but then I decided not to. I'm like, some of this they're toying with us a little bit, and then with the Sabrina Carpenter, with this stuff that you see with the music now, it's more like a Lexington and Versailles. It's a lot of that. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence from H did a lot of that. H did a lot of good work. And that's why some of it I still think he's alive, because his spirit lives on through these people that he helped cut off. Providence, Rhode Island called me. That was BHB's his first girl, when he was a kid, my brother. And I wouldn't be surprised if I got a call from Lake Forest upstairs on Lake Cove. And the downside of that is like Requiem for a Dream. But I don't think that was. I've seen it both ways, that they changed that film from my eyes, and like they do in Inglorious Bastards. It's like the A, they change it for him, but that's dark. They don't do that. And also that I'm living in a little cubicle, like I'm in a protected environment. Like I'm in a zoo. This Aliante, and like everyone's in on it. But that's dark too. That's dark. And then yeah, so um I got some bad memories whenever I was left out of things in high school, and people would talk about me, and they'd shut up when I was around, things like that were real dark. Real dark. That's where my EA comes from. It's from that darkness, It's not just shakiness around saying the wrong thing or whatever. It's not just Joker in the prison and the took my food away, laughing. He couldn't help his laugh. It's not just that. It's the darkness of what people are hiding from me. That's the real EA, is that I'm this A character that has Simeon, Levi, Asher, and Paul Walker. His name means that he was Lori Thurman of those. He was the peace, and he cut off 3 days out from his seal, and they did it with the muffin, and the muffin was that Enter the Stars was the muffin for me. And you can watch his video. He even says the word muffin. And what happened with Paul Walker was he said, "Look how look, yours is overflowing, and mine is no good. Yours is overflowing, mine is no good." He said, you got all the information, Obama. Hey, you and Hastings got all the information, but mine is nothing. And look, like, because they trip out the Matrix 3 days out, and they make it look like it's the A, that the A switched, and that's where they got Paul Walker, Mitch, and he had a clone because he was either 3 or 5 days out, or 4, and so the word clone actually lines up exactly with it. And so they did the Jay Moriarty with 7, and then they went 77 because that's death. Death is like a 122. It's they did it by death, like, and I pieced it together for them because I got extra credit on my document that I did of the military deaths, and that I talked to Uncle Don about. And so then Mr. Q, he was writing the Revelation 19, and like, but he didn't mean it to be what it was. A lot of that stuff got twisted, but I healed their knee. I healed their knee because they were the military deaths. Okay? So, symbolically. And, so that's what that is. And, things like the bugs in the female energy. I believe that's that Johnny that I told you about. It's the Johnny, and that's what they were showing on the TV, and I haven't watched any of it. I had enough of it, and I don't watch any of that shit. And I'm not. Look, I'm very. Look, Don, he couldn't watch some stuff. We watch Office Space. He couldn't watch it. He was very cut and dry on that stuff, and like, it got worse and worse. And I was reined in at a young age to accept certain things, and I have a limit of what I can accept, and I don't go beyond. And like, I have to thresh. I have to arise and thresh every night before I go to bed, and or else I will die, because the monkeypox will spread over my entire body, and I'll die. I've got it on my head. I've got it just like the mixed man said in jail. He said, "Oh, it starts in the feet. It goes all the way up." Talking about my dad and the shine and the diabetes. And I didn't know that was actually for me. It's not funny. I didn't know that was for me. And it does. It starts in the legs like Cody, the Cody Bowl Solar Helios walk, and then it goes all the way up. And so I've got it. I've kept it at bay, but it's trying to take me out. And if I do a jag or whatever, it's because afterwards I have to thresh. I have to, with my nails, like they become like brass and like really strong, and I just scratch all of it off really hard. Like if I were to do that to somebody, they could die. They could be killed. But with me, like I can do it. But like if I were to do that to somebody else, like it doesn't matter who they were, they could die just from my nails. Like they'd be killed. They'd bleed out.